Okay, so I'm not sure what page it's on there in that booklet. You'll have to flip through and find it. But today we're going to talk about weighted and trimmed means and outliers. That's a big long sentence or a big long title. To find the trimmed means, remember yesterday we did mean, median, mode, right? You should listen because I'm reviewing yesterday. The mean is when you add them up and divide by how many there are. Josh, you staying with me here now, man? Like, stay with me here, right? The mean is add up how many there are, divide by how many there are. Sorry, add up the sum, divide by how many there are. The median is put them in order. Can you unplug there, Bodie, please? Put them in order. Pick the middle one. Okay. And you're not missing nothing. What if there's an even number when you put them in order? What if there's no middle? Take the two in the middle and average them, right? And then the mode is the?
Pairs.
The mode is the one that's the most common. Pairs or triples or whatever one occurs the most, right? Okay, so today we're talking about weighted and trim means and outliers. To find the trim means and outliers, you have to take away the lowest and highest values in the data set because these calculations could be skewed. Skewed means like to stretch it or to distort it. There it is there, or distorted by the distribution of the data. So here's an example. The data set contains the following values. I don't know what these are. Maybe they're like number of hot dogs eaten at a birthday party or something rather. Like 3, 9, 5, 8, 4, 6, 20. Like 20 is like way out of whack, right? I once saw an 8-year-old eat 10 hot dogs at a birthday party once. I don't know how he did it. Yeah, just a little guy. Yeah. Calculate the arithmetic mean. So how do we find the mean of these? How do we do this? Do I have it on the next page? Okay, to find the arithmetic mean, you simply add them up, right? Okay, you with me here writing? We're going to add them up. I get 55, right? How do you get 55? Why'd you put it back in your ear, Bodie? So why put it back in your ear? You're not missing nothing. 55. How do you get that right? Thank you. And I divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guys are all fired up today. 7 point, we'll go one decimal place, 7.9. Now remember, a mean is supposed to be some sort of measure of the middle, right? Well, there's only 2 of these that are bigger than 7.9. Like, what is that 20 doing to the average? Really stretching it up to the top, right? It's skewing it is the proper word, right? Okay, so to find the trim mean, you have to identify any outliers. So the first thing you're going to do is, I'm just going to do this so that I can have it on the next page, right? And when you say this, the outliers are generally the biggest and the smallest. So we're going to take out the 20 and we're going to take out the 3. There are some classes that do this. They take out, drop the lowest mark, drop the highest mark, right? University classes might do that. My personal opinion is outliers don't necessarily have to be the biggest and the smallest. Like the 20 is clearly doesn't, it's like one of these things doesn't belong here kind of thing, right? Okay, does the 3 belong with those? I would say so. Like there's a 4, there's a 5. Like I don't think the 3 is an outlier. But that said, my notes tell me that we're supposed to drop the biggest and smallest. So now we're going to add these guys up. 9 plus 5 plus 8 plus 4 plus 6. And we get 32. And we're going to divide by only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone's at my door.
You had an 8 in there, right?
I hope so.
Double check.
You double check that for me, would you? Does 6.4 seem more like a better average than, right? Why put it back in your ear, man?
What?
Just listen to me. 7.9, right? So 6.4 is likely more accurate. So the difference between arithmetic mean and trim mean, the trimmed one has no outliers. Nothing to skew the data. No outliers. An outlier is like an oddball, exactly. Right? Like if we were to measure average hair length in here, There would be an oddball.
Robert, why is Robert enjoying that experiment?
Kind of like big
I said it
two,
just
but
for
then
him.
I completely thought
Now,
it
if
was
we
you,
were
and I
to
looked around and
say
wait.
find average intelligence of hockey fans, well then some other people might be the oddball, right, Robert? Let's go to what's called a weighted mean. This is more what teachers do. A weighted mean means the data points are not all of equal value. So some things are worth more than others. So example, right, might be like an English class, right? Or in a math class, like assignments might be worth less than tests, right? So we have to account for that, right? That could be English class. Do they have that in English? Oh. For example, a teacher might assign different weights to different parts of a student's grade. Assignments might be worth 45% of the final grade, a quiz worth 15, and an exam worth the remaining 40. All the weights must add up to 100%. Okay? So, Frida earned grades of 85, 72, 65, and 90 on 4 tests and 1 term in a math test. If each test were worth the same percentage of her final grade, what would be her final grade?
This is what you have to do then, eh?
Well, I have a program that does it, but we have
that's
to.
kinda
We have to. No, otherwise it takes forever. But we have to understand how it works, right? So you guys go ahead and do that because I want to make sure that I do the next part right. So I'm going to get you to do that question. Okay? You're finding the average. That's all you're doing.
You think we got 75 or what?
I don't know. If you take 85 plus 72 plus 65 plus 90, remember you got to go equals
Equals 312.
312.
Yeah, that's where I screwed up.
Okay. 312 divided by 4, what was it? 78. Okay? Remember, you're trying to find the middle. If you don't hit equals, if you just go 85, if you go 85 plus 72 plus 65 plus 90 divided by 4, if you don't go equals, you get 244.5. Come on, you can't have that mark.
That's what I got.
Right?
That's
You
why I
got to
asked
think.
if you divide by 100
It's
after.
got to be in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. What was her term mark if the first test was 10% of her final grade, the second and third were worth 20, and the fourth was worth 50? So now we're getting into more complicated things, right? It's weighted. So let me just take these numbers again so I can see them on the next page. So how are we going to do this? Okay. So the 85 is worth 10%. So what you do is you're going to take 85
Divide by 10.
times by 10%.
Sometimes.
85 times 0.10, 10%.
Oh, and then you do 72.
Okay? So she gets 8.5 marks on her final out of that 85. The second and third were 20%. So 72 times 20%. Hang on, the percentage have to add up to 100 here. Double check here.
You've got to make.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
So when they say 20%, they mean 20% each, right?
Yes.
They got to add up to 100, right? I got 10, 20, 50, so it's 20% each. So 72 times 0.2.
And 65, right?
I don't really like how this is. 14.4, and then 65 times 0.2. 13. And then the last one is worth 50%. Why would the last one be worth the most, do you think?
That was the
Final exam, or exactly, right? Final test.
Right?
Covers everything. So 45. This is no different than when I say our target is 65, right? Same idea. Okay, so then you just add those up. 8.5 plus 14.4 plus 13 plus 45. Her average, her mark is 80.9. Okay? This is called a weighted mean because it's an average, but some things are worth more than others. Okay? So her mark is actually like, her mark is 80. That 90 counts for quite a bit, right? Like if she only got like 50 on the first test, how much would that affect her mark? Not much, right? Because it's only worth 10%. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I got. Okay. Do you have this practice question?
No.
Yeah, you do? In the booklet? Okay, try that one. I'm going to mark attendance. You guys try that one, and then we'll do it together, and then I'll give you the assignment for today.
You didn't mark our section?
The total is 2185. There are 10 of them, so the average is 218.5. That's the arithmetic mean. Are there any outliers? Well, again, we're going with the highest and lowest. So
524 and 125.
524 is the highest,
Yeah, and 125.
and 125. Okay, so then when you add them up, you should get,
Just do 2185 subtract.
It's really a bad set of data.
yeah,
Because, you know what, I would never take away 125.
I would agree as well.
Should we change it?
I would take the 476.
Yeah, the 476.
Exactly, and the 524.
Yeah.
Those are way out of the.
Yeah, way out of,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we don't have
Okay.
an outlier on the
Yeah,
other end.
I would agree. I would agree.
The two highest numbers of that?
Yep. So we're gonna agree that we're gonna do that. You know what? Let me check with Mrs. Timchuk on what the rules are for the exam. You know,
Yeah.
Mrs. Timchuk, what-
Yeah, yeah.
Why
we should.
476 also?
Well, we've decided as a group that the 125 fits in the data. It's not one of those things doesn't belong here, right? Whereas like none of these other ones are over 200, right? These two are like crazy high.
So it's just like
Right?
what doesn't.
It's what doesn't fit.
Okay.
See, to me, if they were gonna have an outlier on the low end, it should be like 60,
Yeah, right.
you know, or
Yeah, 24 or something
weird like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So I guess let's add those up. 125 plus 164,
111.85.
83,
1,185.
32.
I just subtracted 20.
Remember, you're going to need a calculator for the exam.
Cannot use your phone.
You can't use your phone.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
We can.
You try that, writing.
Yeah. Be a sad thought.
You'll be back here again with all the grade 11s taking grade 12 again. And we're going to divide by 8.
Why would they do that?
Why would you do-
They wouldn't let you do that.
I got 148.1. That seems like a pretty good average.
So is this one.
What did you guys get when you took the high and the low out?
192.
192?
Yeah.
That's
Still a little high.
another spot where this might be used is like, remember we talked about housing, right? So if homes are selling into often like 100,000, 120,000, 110,000, and then one sells for like 2.4 million. Well, the average doesn't suddenly become 500,000, does it? Right? That doesn't make sense. That's all you got to do, right?
Wait, what was the one?
I got 148.1.